Campaigns can get spirited. I think this one will be, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm very grateful to the people of St. Petersburg. We came in first last night by 15 points. That's very humbling.
Why do you think the voters chose you over an incumbent?
Because I think they're disappointed in the incumbent. That was a real vote of no confidence in Ken Welch. I mean, 79% of the people who voted yesterday voted for somebody else besides him.
Are you disappointed it's a runoff, or are you expecting to get the 50%?
Oh, absolutely not. Not with that many folks in the race. The circumstances that brought us there, after a couple of years ago signing the here to stay agreements with the Rays and having a solid 30-year plan for that development of the historic gas plant and that falling apart after the previous Rays ownership decided they couldn't move forward with it. I think that put a lot of things into play, including folks thinking it was time for them to run. So having that amount of folks in a race probably leads to a runoff. And so we are glad to be now to 1-on-1 versus 1 versus 5.
What's your game plan? Does the plan stay the same, or do you make little tweaks now?
Well, yeah, I think you just keep working, just be me and tell the people what I want to do to help St. Petersburg, try to get the Rays back for St. Petersburg, something he doesn't do. Have good recovery after our storms, which I did as Florida's Attorney General and Florida's governor for over 400 cities. I can do it for one, and we'll do a better job than he did.
The message is still the same. We want to talk about our vision, our plans, our accomplishments, and what comes next for the city of St. Pete. Again, the last 4.5 years have been the most challenging that our city has faced, starting with COVID and now 5 hurricanes, how we recover, the historic gas plant, the housing issue, all those things that we worked on. We've got a solid track record and a solid plan for how we move forward, and that's what we're going to continue to message.
Last night, Welch, he did criticize you moving to the area within 2 years, right, to have that eligibility here, and then throwing a lot of money at your campaign as a criticism. What's your comment on that?
I think he's just jealous. He couldn't raise the money to be able to communicate with the citizens of St. Petersburg as well as we did. And, my dad told me and my 3 sisters growing up here in St. Pete when I went to St. Pete High, he said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I love to work hard. For me, it's fun.
Do you think losing the Rays for now hurt you in this campaign?
No, the folks I talk to understand, the folks who are here and involved in watching the process, know I honor a campaign promise to bring together the strongest coalition that the city's ever had with the county, with the Rays, with Hines after going through a process. That's exactly what we did, put together 50-50 funding from the city and county and the Rays to do that, and agreements were signed, and we celebrated. And so that hasn't been done in 30 years. We honored that promise, and folks that were here and involved know that. And then we also repaired Tropicana Field, which is not just a baseball stadium. It is a community facility that is used for everything from events to graduations. We did that on time and under budget. So we've done the right thing there. The Rays have the place to play through 2028, and if they need it for a couple of years after that, I'm open to having that conversation.
If Tampa falls through, would you be in a position to lock something down in St. Pete?
Well, there's only one way to find out. First, you got to try. I'm willing to try. The mayor gave up, and that's not acceptable. You're a major league city if you have a major league team, and we have a major league team. Let's try to keep them here. That'd be kind of nice.
So why do you want to be mayor?
Because I love St. Pete and I love her people. And I think we should have gotten the Moffitt Cancer Center that he messed up. I think we should have gotten the Rays to commit to staying in St. Petersburg. He messed that up. Home Shopping Network has left St. Petersburg with 2,000 high-paying jobs. He messed that up. I mean, it's one thing after another after another.
What else do you want your voters to know?
That if they want good leadership, they should vote for Charlie Crist. I just got endorsed by one of my former opponents this morning, Kevin Batdorf. I'm very grateful to him. And hopefully others may do the same. I don't know. But, if you want somebody who really is focused, who shows up at work, who cares about your family, cares about your safety, wants to keep your taxes down, I'm offering a property tax reduction for St. Petersburg of almost $15 million a year.
What's the number one thing a voter should know that separates you from Charlie Crist?
That when our city needed a leader during the toughest time really in our history, I was that leader to move us forward. Less than 2 years after the 2 most impactful hurricanes, we are a city moving forward with a clear plan on how we become better, more resilient. It's not a general idea of leadership. It's a track record of leadership. And that's the difference.